It's World War II or something, and the enemy is fresh out of airplanes, but they have a lot of tanks and a lot of boats. You, on the other hand, have no tanks or boats, but you have a lot of airplanes. Yet, the odds are still against you. It's Twin Hawk for the Sega Mega Drive from Toaplan. This is the European version of the game, which was sent to the show by our friend Alexander in Duisburg, Germany. A giant thank you. As far as I know, Twin Hawk never received an American release on the Sega Genesis. So I'm playing this on the Retron 3, which plays Mega Drive games with ease and smashes region encoding. It's a shame it's never received an American release on the Genesis because it's a great game, a lot like Fire Shark and Truxton, but also a bit different. In Fire Shark and Truxton, you can power up your airplane or spaceship with weapons that clear the screen of enemies. In Twin Hawk, you'll always be outgunned. You only slightly increase the power of your machine guns, but you can call in a reserve fleet of airplanes to give you backup support. That's where this game is really different, and that's one of the reasons it's really cool. There's two difficulty settings, easy and hard, and easy is plenty hard, so I'm just playing on easy. Twin Hawk isn't much to look at like most of the Toaplan games. It's got a chunky graphical style. This one's not too colorful and the music is also kind of dull, but the gameplay really kicks ass. Unlike a lot of vertical scrolling shooters, Twin Hawk throws enemies at you from every direction. And they must have some really fast tanks to catch up to your airplane because they'll constantly be attacking you from the bottom of the screen. So keep an eye out for enemy bullets because it's easy to fly into them when you're not looking. When you're destroyed, you lose your weapon power-ups, but you don't lose or change the speed of your airplane, something that always throws me off. So even though your airplane loses some of its weapon strength, it's not impossible to continue playing like some games. For one thing, it replenishes your supply of backup reserve airplanes. And notice that when I call them into play, they stick with me for as long as they're in the air. But eventually, they'll all get shot down. There are some power-ups that you can collect extra lives and additional reserve airplane special super weapon things. But that's about it. Twin Hawk is pretty straightforward, and that's what makes the game good. It's a solid vertical scrolling shooter with excellent replay value, and if you enjoy other Toaplan shooters like Fire Shark and Truxton, then you'll love Twin Hawk. Notice that I rely on my backup support fleet to clear out enemies on this side. I kind of feel bad for the people flying those planes, but not really, because they're helping me survive, and that's what's important, my high score. Because in order to earn extra lives and extra planes, you have to continue playing. Another major difference between Twin Hawk and a lot of other vertical scrolling shooters is the lack of ridiculous end boss battles. This isn't a bullet hell style shooter. It has far more in common with old school shooters like Xevious. You'll have to memorize some levels, figure out where enemies are coming from, and try to hang on to your reserve planes as long as possible without using them. I kind of use them all the time, but I'm still learning all the levels. This particular game is really shafting me on my gun power-ups, but it did give me an extra life. That's not very common. So one thing I'm frequently doing in this game is dodging just about everything because I can't blow up the bigger tanks. My guns aren't powerful enough. And you won't believe this, but eventually you start attacking battleships in a vertical scrolling airplane shooter? No way! It's not high on originality when it comes to backgrounds, but the gameplay is really solid. Twin Hawk for the Sega Mega Drive. Thanks again to Alexander from Germany, who also sent along Biohazard Battle, which I'll be covering in a different review. It's Twin Hawk from Toaplan, based on the 1989 arcade machine. This was a 1990 release. Now, there's still hope that it could come out for the Genesis. Let's keep our fingers crossed.